Okay, for San Diego State, we have student athletes Chelsea Hopkins and Courtney Clements. Coach Beth Burns. Coach, if we can start with you and get some remarks on today's game.
Well, first I'd like to congratulate Nevada not only on picking up a tough win the other night where they played really well. I think they had 21 assisted baskets and scored 80. But I really appreciate the competitiveness and spirit of their team and their leader and Coach Albright. They lost so many close games this year. They were in both games with us, and I just really respect their spirit. Mimi, I hope I don't say it wrong, Manjetti, had her development from January to now, and to think of how young she is, and all of us up here know that Sharp is just a terrific player and scorer, so they certainly will be a force to be reckoned with. Was really pleased with us. You know, one of the things I think it's a little difficult in some respects to play this game, to start this game. And I asked our team to see, you know, are we going to show people if we're a number one seed? And I think they answered by the way we opened the game. Was just really proud of how hard we guarded, and then it was almost like, now what do we do? So I think it was a bit of a challenge. I think we struggled a little bit to play with the lead. I credit that to Nevada and how their spirit coming back, but just couldn't be prouder of, I think everybody made big contributions, saw a lot from a couple of our young forwards off the bench to kind of stem the tide when they went at us. But important to put this in the book and then move on to whoever wins the next game.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for our student athletes.
Chelsea, can you talk about just the coming out on that 19-0 run, you know, talk about, you know, just what the game plan was and how well you guys executed that?
Well, I think our game plan was just to play fast. That's pretty much where we're at when we're at our best, you know, get a lot of transition points. I felt like early on we were really working the ball screen in the top of their zone, and they were rotating over and they weren't getting that backside help, so it just opened up a lot of opportunities for our post. I felt like Emma, she did a great job just reading the gaps, playing off me in the baseline, and it just resulted in some easy baskets for us. But definitely what we were looking for. We just wanted to, you know, be aggressive, and it just worked in our favor.
Chelsea, assists don't always make headlines. I mean, regardless of who you are, players are looking to score. That's kind of the bottom line in the game. You seem to be looking almost a pass first every time you're down the court. Can you talk about that approach and how you take that into a game?
Well, honestly, I pride myself on being a pass first point guard, but I really pride myself on kind of just doing whatever it takes to win. I felt like there were really easy opportunities for my teammates, so I'm not going to, you know, force a shot when I could easily have a layup from Ameriqua or, you know, Christina Hunter that were ducking in early. So, I just kind of take whatever the defense gives me, and this time it was assists. You know, tomorrow it could be points. The day after it could be rebounds. But that's kind of just how I play my game. I don't want to be one-dimensional, but I just want to do whatever it takes to win. And, you know, assists was my game today, and it worked out. We ended up getting a great win against a great team.
Other questions for our student athletes? Back here.
Chelsea, were you aware of the school assist record? You came up a little bit short, but obviously at halftime you had a good shot at it. Were you aware of that number, or was it something you were looking to try to get?
No, I wasn't aware until I did radio after the game. But, you know, came up a little bit short, but 14 is kind of cool, and I'm just happy we got the win overall, so I'll take it.
Anything else? Okay, we'll dismiss the student athletes at this time. Thank you, ladies.
Okay, guys. Good job.
Now take questions for Coach Burns.
Beth, Coach was talking about how that Chelsea had the 12 assists on 12 baskets in the first half. She said, I don't necessarily know how Beth gets her to buy into that. Is it hard to take a player and have them be so unselfish like that with the ball?
Well, Beth didn't do anything to get her to buy in to do that. I think she answered it best is, you know, the great ones are great when the level of competition is the highest. And I say this, I've said this to her on many occasions, if it came down to her last dollar and it was her and her mother, she'd say, I'm sorry, Mom, but she'd take that last dollar if she was competing. She's one of the most competitive human beings in every facet of life, which is why she's already in graduate school getting her MBA. She competes, and she has a special gift. You know, everybody has different things that they bring to the table. She's got a special gift, a vision that you can't teach, a level of competitiveness, and she's been coached since she was this big by her dad, Tony, to know if someone's got a better one, a great point guard gives it to them, and we'll all be better in the end. And that's the way she plays. I think we made her score too much in a couple games. We forced her to. We started watching her a little bit. She really worked on her game. She's shooting, you know, in the mid-40s from 3. She can do lots of things, but she understands that to play the game and for teams to win games, you got to spread it around. And I think, you know, so it never surprises me. I'm glad Mark just asked her that question to, again, call out the head coach for not knowing the records that we're supposed to know at the time for those. I don't know what the record is. And anytime, I mean, she's gotten 4 triple-doubles, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I've been doing this a long time. I've never known that to happen. And every time she gets one, I'm like, really? Because she does it every day. Her consistency is probably her most remarkable trait, only behind her competitiveness.
Beth, it seems like coaches always, you know, the night before go through scenarios of how the game's going to play out. I mean, was there any better scenario in your head than a 19-0 run to start the game?
Well, I was ready to call it a wrap at about the 13-minute mark, to be honest with you, if we could have done that. You know, no. I mean, the thing that you have to, every team, like this team, is best when they're aggressive. And it took us a long time to get us that aggressive on the defensive end of the floor. And even though they spoke to all the things, I explained, if you take it off the glass, you can run. If we take it off the glass, we can run. But for us to finish and really for us to start with Ameriqua making those first few baskets, that helps. Because I think the tournament scenario for Chelsea, for Courtney Clements, they've been here. They're going to be comfortable in this environment. I think that almost relaxed our whole team. So it was, I don't know if I could have had a better scenario, no. I would have no problem whatsoever if we continued that start for the next couple.
Any other questions?
Thank you,
very
everybody.
much. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, sir. Good to see you.